I want to talk about tariffs. All right. Got to give you all an update because I know that a lot of people feeling some type of way. The next three things that we're going to talk about is Chinese tariffs. What exactly do they want? I want to go into luxury retailers, right? Being exposed by Chinese suppliers because they are pissed that they are no longer able to ship over here. And it's a lot of factories that's being shut down and a lot of places that's being shut down over in China. And then I want to go into different industries, right? The steel industry, steel workers are happy that tariffs in place. On the flip side, General Motors and Stellantis are now laying off workers temporarily because they have to adjust for what's going on because they've been making so many of their parts outside of the United States of America. So we're going to cover all those things. Make sure you buckle up, Buttercup. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel with turn on your notifications. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. And then last but not least, make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get it.
To prevent decoupling, both sides need to talk.
Right.
What will it take to bring President Xi Jinping to the negotiating table?
China always said we could keep open for negotiation.
Now, listen, guys. Listen, we're going to get through this segment. I didn't know that this was what I was getting myself into. Those that know me know where I'm about to go with this. I love you. I love my Chinese people. I love my Asians. I love my people. I love it. My chat know me so well. Listen, I said that I was going to make a concerted effort to start studying and learning Spanish because I want to broaden, my ability to really relate to certain cultures. But I am an American. I don't speak English. I speak American. All right? I don't know what he talking about. What? What'd you say? And then he got the stiff neck. Asians, they be part of the room 9 class sometimes. All Asians ain't smart. All Asians don't know multiple different languages. Some of them know it, but some of them got passed with a D. They just so happen to graduate and they got passed with a D. All Asians ain't good at math, all right? That's a big myth. That is a misconception. And so sometimes their English is a little bit broken. I don't know what you said. What did you say? Come on, man. Help me out here. Help me out. You know how it's so hard to understand somebody that you start squinting your eyes like that's going what? Why do people squint their eyes when they trying to figure out what other people are saying? I do that all the time. Like if I can't hear somebody, what? Dog, that's you trying to squint to see them better is not going to make their, what they're communicating more effective for you. Like you're not going to hear them better. What'd you say? What'd you say? Oh, Jesus. All right, y'all. I might have to just switch over to the next video if he can't get it together.
Frankly, the technical people that still keep this communication, but for this reciprocal tariff issue, that's real terrible. That's absolute damage the Chinese national interest.
Is this what we dealing with? We gonna win this tariff war. If this is what we dealing with, we gonna win this tariff war. I guarantee you. We gonna win this tariff war. No doubt about it. No doubt in my mind that we are going to win. I don't even know what he said except that's bad. Bad. It's terrible. Bad. Bad. Terrible. What? Hysterical. Reciprocal tariff, bad for consumer. The fuck did you say, dog? My mama? You said my mama?
Interest. China must take that strong action to retaliate, and this retaliate not only for Chinese interest, but we.
Somebody give me some captions over here. I need to get the captions. Let me see if I can get captions. They got captions? No captions. Stable volume. There we go. Subtitles. English.
Protect the WTO role and the WTO system, and we really worry about. We couldn't let the world return to the jungle of jungle law.
Do you
What? Now, listen. I didn't just go and get some random video from some backdoor site, all right? This is not Backpage. This is Bloomberg. I went to Bloomberg TV with over 2 million subscribers to get this interview so that I can get somebody from the Chinese side. And that's the reason that I did it. I got somebody from the Chinese side to be able to explain to you guys how they see it and what the strategy is. Then he talking about going back to the jungle. We gonna win this tariff war, y'all.
know, though, whether the two sides are talking to each other right now? On tariffs, I know that communication is open between the two countries on a daily basis, but are the two sides talking about tariffs and trying to work out the trade war between the two sides?
So I think for this specific negotiation should be based on real instruction by two presidents. President Xi highly emphasized the relation with the United States. President Xi always emphasized based on three principles: mutual respect, coexist, and win-win situation to develop a healthy, stable, and sustainable relationship with the United States. That's China's policy. That's President Xi gave clear instruction to all level of Chinese staffs. That's based on that. I was before to deal with U.S. in economic. We fully respect the U.S. We fully follow the instruction by President Xi Jinping. We do everything maintain the healthy, stable, and sustainable relation with U.S. But this time, again, we must take action, retaliate, because
All right. So, ChatGPT and AI is telling me that he's basically saying that China wants respect before they make a phone call. Let me give myself a round of applause. China wants respect. That's what he's basically saying. He's lying to us and saying that they respect all of the laws and they've been taking care of business and they abide by everything that they're supposed to do. That's a lie. And he's also saying that Chinese people want respect before they can start to make a phone call to figure out exactly what they're going to do. All right, let's skip over that and let's get over into Boeing, because I believe that they're saying that they're not going to ship any more parts. They're halting Boeing jet deliveries over there in China. Check it out.
Danny, this story just breaking right now. What do we know?
Isn't this the relief? We can actually hear what they're saying and we can translate it to a C-student's perspective.
Yeah, Anna, good morning. What we are seeing is a broader cachet of companies being caught up in US President Donald Trump's trade war, in which at least Chinese goods, they're being imposed a tariff of up to 145%. Now, what we know this time is that the Chinese government has...
How come China hasn't retaliated by raising tariffs again? How come Trump was the last person to hit him with that tariff?
Asked its carriers to stop taking delivery of Boeing aircraft in the meantime, and this extends to aircraft-related equipment and parts from US companies. Now, this order came last week.
And this is personally why I kept communicating to y'all and telling y'all, listen, we can't be interdependent on this. If this ain't the biggest reality check, then I don't know what is. This is how people should be looking at it here in the United States of America. This is a reality check. We never should have been this dependent on anybody else outside of the United States of America in order for us to be able to do what we got to do. We should have never, ever got this dependent on other countries. Should we take advantage of certain things? Sure. Is it a possibility that you can do trade with other countries? Absolutely. Becoming dependent on them for our survival? This is a reality check. We should have never got this cozy with other countries to where we can't take care of what we need to take care of here inside of the United States of America. Airbus is the one that's going to benefit from this. Now, I'm not telling y'all that y'all need to go in and invest in Airbus, but I think that Airbus is going to take 75 to 80% of the market. If you was thinking about buying in the Airbus stock, then maybe you should really consider it now. I don't believe in getting into that industry. I'm not telling my bag chasers to ever do that. I would never say that inside a stock club. You know what we do. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. But now they're saying, well, we're going to halt orders from jet deliveries from Boeing, and we're also going to stop manufacturing certain things that then affect what's going on with American companies.
Just as China retaliated on the US with tariffs of 125%.
If you're saying that it's cutting out a little bit, then you need to go and refresh. Go and refresh and then come back in, close it and jump back in, and we'll be back to normal.
And for the airlines, it makes the economics of buying an aircraft more challenging. It doubles the cost, frankly. And we have heard these warnings from a number of airlines globally, from Delta to Ryanair recently about the warnings of aircraft deliveries being delayed. But in this case, for China, given this rapidly evolving trade war dispute, we don't know yet if any of these positions would change in the next week or two or longer. We have seen, for example, Donald Trump's position on Apple iPhones, for example, change.
Yes, indeed. Some of these positions have been stuck to by the Trump administration, and some have appeared more flexible, or he has appeared more flexible.
It's not that he's been more flexible with it. It's certain things that he allowed for them, or he's easing restrictions as an olive branch to tell them, hey, listen, y'all ready to talk or not? Because if not, then we can go ahead and go back to the way things was, and I'm not tripping about it.
In how they are applied. So how significant is this then, Danny? I mean, what role, how significant for Boeing? How significant for Chinese aviation? What role do the two play with each other?
Well, it is extraordinary that two of the world's largest economies are facing off, and frankly, that Boeing once again caught in the middle of all of this. And for Boeing, China used to be one of its most important foreign markets as far as the billions of dollars worth of commercial aircraft it could sell into the country. And of late, over the last several years, it's been enormously difficult, and Boeing hasn't won a large aircraft order from a Chinese carrier for many years now. And
so what do you mean halting deliveries? It wasn't like they was buying our products anyway. They wasn't buying Boeing airplanes anyway. So what difference did it make? How was it benefiting us for you to stop something that you wasn't even going to do in the first place? They had stopped doing business with Boeing a long time ago.
It's a backdrop, frankly, of China trying to develop its own commercial aviation plane-making capabilities. And so it's increasingly being squeezed out in the Chinese market. And when you look at the growth prospects over the next 20 years, the fact that China is going to account for a fifth of all aircraft demand, it does remain to be seen what role Boeing has to play in the years to come. But clearly,
so this is the move from China has long been this. They've been doing what we should have been doing and what we're focusing on now. They've been focusing on it for a long time. Well, what does that mean? They are now, or they have been, basically saying, listen, we don't want to be dependent on anything inside of the United States of America, not just the United States of America. They don't want it to be dependent on anybody in the world. So what they've been doing is, whereas they would order our products, would study our products, would understand our IP, they sometimes would even order something and break it down so that they can then rebuild it themselves. And now they've been trying to ramp up to where they then build and then service and sell their own planes to themselves as well as the rest of the world, so that they didn't have to be dependent on other people, including the United States of America, to go out and push out their products. They've been focusing on them like we need to focus on us. And then the people that's in the United States of America is saying that we need to focus on more, giving more money over to them so that we can get cheaper products. They have been reverse engineering. Absolutely. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. It's so dumb. I just can't believe how many people have traded against the United States of America.